Part of my process for starting this school is really growing the network. And one way that I'm doing that is just trying to be of value to anyone. And I heard this great quote that said, say yes to everything that you love. And so, I'm getting ready to get on a call about web development. Web development is not something I love, but I love people. And I love being able to help people solve problems. So I wouldn't even say that web development is one of my strengths. It's just this, they don't have any money. I can provide some value here. I can provide some insight based on my experience with the web. And, uh, and so then, they may be able to introduce me to other people who are closer to like-minded and maybe don't even live in my area, but they know people that live. That's the network. It's this grid. So that's a big part of what I'm spending. Any moment that I can grab a moment with someone to be able to with them about self-directed education or solve a problem for them, I'm gonna do that.
All right, so meeting one in the books today talked a lot about strategy. We're looking at the website for this particular organization. Totally outdated, not responsive. So if you're on mobile, you're going to be moving around, and we talked about the problems that come with that. And an interesting thing came about of it is like, what do we is does the website need to be stay on the website, or do we need to actually move it to Facebook? And I had not even thought about that. I mean, people in the organization were saying, well, we need to have a Facebook page at least. And I'm thinking, the Facebook page is free. If the website, even, $10 a month in hosting, you're spending $120 a year when you're not making money as an organization. That's huge. That's a huge cost. Facebook is free. And the way I equate it is while maybe the Facebook closes you off from part of the population, you still have over 2 billion users on Facebook. That's like putting a billboard next to an interstate instead of putting your billboard out in the middle of a cornfield. And so I feel like Facebook does drive some of that traffic to us. So I think there's an opportunity there. So we're going to keep talking about it, um, and and I feel like it's just spending time developing relationship within that organization is going to be so good, and I can give them a lot of value, help them with strategy, and they can help me with just meeting people.
When I think about the cornerstone of much of our school is that idea of consent. I was talking to Noah, our son, about a game that he's wanting to play with his 2-year-old sister. So Noah's 4 and she's 2, and he was talking about hiding books from her. And I said, you can't do that because hiding a book from her that's in their shared space is just like taking the book from them. So I don't allow him to take things from her, and I don't allow her to take things from him. But then he said that she wanted to play this game, and I said, well, that's okay. And that's really the cornerstone of so much of the things that we want to do at our school is it's all about consent. If 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 someone agrees to doing something, there's nothing wrong with learning basic algebra or basic reading skills or even advanced like chemistry, but it's all built on consent. Does the teacher have permission from the student to teach that skill or to teach that knowledge? And that's going to be a huge component of as we build the policies and the structure of the school is it built on consent? And if we can't get the consent of the students, then that's going to be a huge red flag as far as what we will allow staff to do and what we won't allow them to do. Busy day today. Connected with another new contact. Her and her husband have started a school in Anderson, Indiana. Rachael and Jon Oren,
and actually met them through some friends several years ago. So we were actually connected on Facebook, but asked for her advice, and she asked me about the model. Talked about how it's a democratic school. It's run collaboratively between the students and the teachers. And she loved that idea, and her first advice was find other people who are operating schools that are just like ours. So she mentioned how there's going to be some common ground as far as some common struggles that all schools have, but I really want to find the people who are running a thing just like what we're doing. And I thought that was great advice. And I mean, I noticed that her first advice wasn't establish your 501c3 or write your business plan. It was get to know people who are doing exactly what you're doing. And I just love that. So fantastic advice from a community member who's doing something similar, but not exactly. So much of what we're trying to do with the early parts of the school, I mean, we're about 4 years really before we launch. And so much of it is just about building awareness. I was chatting with one of my contacts, and she said, well, why start a school if there's no market need or there's no market for it? And I kind of chuckled about that and thought, well, I think there is a market for it. I think people just don't know about it. I think they don't know what to ask for, because it seems so unlikely to have a place where kids and teachers work together to create their learning environment. So it's about awareness, and that's what this vlog is for. Is some people that are using YouTube, they may stumble upon this and become aware of what we're doing. So if you are becoming aware of us, engage with us, comment, reach out, and let's talk. One of my last entries for today, this has been part of episode 2. So you may remember from episode 1, I showed you what self-directed learning might look like in kind of a playground area. Of course, you have to keep in mind, well, I guess you don't have to keep in mind. I try to keep in mind that that's for a 2 and a 4-year-old, so not the same as having school-age children. So inside we have a little bit different feel, a lot more organization. This is a little bit more what a play space or a learning space might look like, and so that's pretty neat. Not as quite as clean as like we have some just cushions piled on the couch. Not as clean as what a Montessori might be, but definitely a similar feel. Another time I'll show you what the kitchen area kind of looks like too. We have just some play stuff here and decals there. So it's a little idea of what you might expect in a self-directed learning space, especially at the younger ages. There is a rule that all the toys have to be put away at the end of the evening. So if you come in here during the day, it's pretty much a wreck. I mean, there's just stuff everywhere. But then when it's time to get ready for bed, it's time to put away toys, and that's just part of how we do it. And so they help us out a little bit, but if you're looking for thoughts on picking up toys, Teacher Tom, his blog is really great. He works out of, I think it's called Woodland Park up in Seattle, and they've got a great daycare up there / preschool that it's just awesome. And I've learned a lot from just watching his stuff or watching his blog. So that's a little bit of what the space might look like. I can't wait to see it evolve as our kids grow and we watch the toys change and things, and our own practices evolve as well. Trying something very new on Twitter, maybe a little bit of other social media profiles, but Twitter makes the most sense to try this out on. Generally, the approach is find the things that you want to be known for, like education, self-directed learning, peaceful parenting. Those are things that I'm really interested in,
And I just don't know that I feel like I've gotten a lot of traction with that. So I'm, education intersects with everybody. So I'm going to start trying to just find people that are doing things that I'm interested in outside of those things that I want to be known for, like skateboarding or extreme sports, or like I don't skateboard. I have a skateboard, but I don't do it. Or golf. I like playing golf sometimes, and just connecting with those people who are trying to kind of, they're just sharing their life. So I think I can, I think I can interact and build some relationships there. So, we'll see. It's April 13th right now. We'll see what kind of people I hook up with there.